Good morning, everyone. In today's video, I'm going to explain about the exploded view, which is in the SOLIDWORKS assembly section. And note it down that this exploded view can only be used in the SOLIDWORKS assembly section. We can't use it in the parts modeling or part section or drawing any other sections except assembly. And the main use of this exploded view is to explain the interior parts which is hidden inside a component. Let me show a quick example of this exploded views in real life. Um, you can see this is the exploded view of an earphone where you can see the parts inside the earphone which is spread out in a x direction, which you can see every parts in it inside the earphones, where you can say you can use the section view to view these models, but these are closely packed inside a earphone. Even if you use the uh, cross-sectional view, you can't view every parts inside the earphone as clearly as this. So the main use of this exploded view is to visible the parts which is closely packed inside, and also it also used in the advertisement industries and to explain the parts they are using, the technology they are using in a single frame. It's mostly used for this advertisement and to explain about their products using pamphlets like that. So let's see how we can use the exploded views inside SolidWorks. And this is the model I am imported today for this today's session, which is a clock assembly, um, where you can find the exploded view inside the SolidWorks. In the ribbon bar, you can see there is the exploded view, and also you can find it inside the insert menu, and the exploded view is here. And to use the exploded view easily and conveniently, you need to add the configurations. You can use the default configuration which you get when you start this assembly, or if you want another configuration, you can right click in the white space and click add configuration, and you can name as you wish. Here I'm just giving a clock, CLOACK, and you can see the green tick is came before the configuration which I created now, and the default is in the gray tick, which represents the green tick represent the configuration I created now is inactive, and whatever change I done in this model, which it will save inside this clock. So if you don't want another configuration, or you want to delete the configuration which you have, you can right click on it. First, you can delete only the inactive configuration. To make the configuration you need active, you need to double click the configuration and the green tick will switch. And if you want to delete the another inactive configuration, you just right click and press delete, and then yes. And to add explode view, you just need to click on the exploded view, and you can add as much as exploded view inside a single configuration. You can add as much as many configurations. And to add an explode view, there are two steps, which is a regular step and a radial step. In the regular step, you can first select the regular step and then select the model which you wanted to move. Okay. Okay. Select the model which you want to move, and in the regular step, you can move it in the Y, Z, and Z directions, and also you can rotate the objects. After you click this, rotate about each component. which you can do in the radial step. Okay. First create the new exploded view and then choose which object you wanted to move. In this case, I'm selecting the 12th, and you can move it in Y, X, and Z direction. And now I'm moving in the Y direction, where you can see the scale beside the part you are moving. You can place it where, at which point you wanted to place it, like in the 40 mm or 50. If you can't place it right in using the scale, you can make use of the distance in the exploded section, which you can put whichever number, whichever dimension you wanted to place it. Here I'm putting 100 mm. You can see the object is placed in the 100 mm height in Y direction. Like that, you can explode any other object, and after exploration, explode step, one step is completed, you should not press the green tick in the top right corner. You should always press the done button to move on to the next step, because if you press the green OK button, you will just exit from the exploded view, which you can also enter by going again into the exploded view. But if you wanted to add more steps into your exploded view, you need to press the done button rather than the OK button. You can go in and right click and edit feature to enter again into the same exploded view. And now you can select the regular again and choose which object you wanted to move, and then you can move the object in the direction you preferred. After finishing your movement, you can press done to save the exploration step. After that, if you wanted to use the radial step, you only use the radial step when selecting two objects. Unlike the regular step, you need two objects for the radial step to be active. In the radial step, unlike the regular step, it will move in the opposite direction. The two objects you selected will move in the opposite direction, or they will rotate in the opposite direction. Here I'm putting the 60-degree to show you how it rotates in the opposite direction. Here you can see the tour number 2 is facing on my direction, and the number 1 which I selected is facing the other direction, which will move or rotate in opposite direction inside the radial section. And in the radial section also, you can select as much as object you needed. Now I'm selecting, wait a minute. Now I'm selecting 3 objects, 3, 4. Okay. You can actually select 2 objects in the radial step, where the 3 and 4 are selected, and when I move it in along the x-axis, they move in opposite direction. And if I change the angle of it, it will also rotate in the opposite direction. This is the radial step, and once you click done, every step will store inside the explode steps, which if you wanted to suppress a step, you can lift the rollback button, rollback bar, or you can just click and roll forward or roll previous or roll to end as you like. And if you wanted to select and delete a step, you can right click on it and delete the step. And if you wanted to change the position of the step, which you wanted to make the last step to the second step, you can just long press the left key in your mouse and move it wherever the position you like to put it on. Once you release the left key, it will place in the place you selected. And if you wanted to see it as an animation, you just click the exploded view, right click and collapse. It can come to the original position. And if you right click and animate explode, it will move as you exploded in the exploded steps in animation format. And this is the animation control where you can pause and play a video, and also can rewind and forward to the next steps. This is from starting position and this is the ending position. And if you want to save this animation, you can save this animation from this option, and using this option it will play in the loop mode. It will play in the loop mode, and this option will play the same thing in the slow motion, and into 2 option will play the video in the faster motion. And if you wanted to make a video and if you want to make a video with a preferred time, you need to use the motion study, which you can enable by right clicking in this white area and tabs. Okay, and toolbars and motion manager. If this is unticked, you can't see this motion study here. You need to tick this option. Let me show it. If I untick that, you can't see the motion study option in this area. You need to select the motion study checked motion manager to show the motion study option here. Okay, inside the motion study, you can just add keyframes and select the duration of time to it happens. Okay, now I'm playing just. I have already made a motion study using um, this assembly. Let me show that. This is the motion study I have done using this assembly. Um, well, the concept is for every one revolution of this small hand, the first part will fall down, and the second revolution, the second will fall. And for every revolution of the big hand, the small hand will move 30 degrees. Let me show it in a video. Okay. You can see that if it hits 3, it hits 12, it hits 4 and it's 12. And for every one revolution of the big hand, the one part will fall, and the shorter hand will shows the next object. This is how the motion is done. And how you can do this is, after the exploded view, you come here and give animated wizard. And inside the animated wizard, you choose explode or collapse. After that step, you click next and select the duration of things to happen. For this, the starting time should be 0 and the ending time should be the time you wanted the animation to be happened. And in this case, I'm already done 24 seconds. So it's same 24, but okay. Then you click finish, but I already have an animation, so I'm just clicking the X. After that step, you will get this keyframes. These keyframes will appear after this and the animation can occur. After that, if you wanted to move this two individual hands, the small hand and the big one, you needed to use the rotary motor options here. For this, you need to click this motor and you need to select which arm you wanted to rotate and in which direction. For this, I'm choosing the smaller hand. I right click on this and select other to view the inside parts, and you can see the inside shaft it's visible. And after selecting that, you can see the red arrow which indicates it's moving in the clockwise direction. And after ensuring that, you can set the motion to be a constant speed or a segments. For this part, I'm using the segment which is at the specified. You can see here the x is the second it start, and uh, the start x is the seconds it start, it's 0, and the index is the time it does the actions. Here I'm putting 2 seconds, and here you can put the degree. For the smaller hand, I put 30 degree for one revolution, and for the larger hand I put 360 degree for a complete revolution. um, After that, you click OK. Now I'm putting just 30 degree and I click OK, and you can add the next step, and you keep on do this process until 24 seconds. After 24 seconds, you press OK. Okay. After this, you can press the OK button here in the top left corner, and the step will be added. Let me show how I done previously. Now I'm just editing this feature, where you can see I selected the segmented view, and now I'm going to edit it again to show you how I done it. Here you can see the starting is 0 seconds and the end is 2 seconds, and it revolves at 360 degree. This is for the longer hand, which represents in 0 to 2 seconds it revolves at 360 degree, and 2 to 4 seconds it revolves 720 degree, which is keep on doubling it until the 22 to 24 seconds it's 4320 degree. And the same is for this shorter hand, where you can see I have selected the segment motion and ensuring that the shaft is rotating in the clockwise direction. And now I'm editing the segmented section to show you how I done this. The shorter hand needs to move at a rate of 0 to 2 in 30 degree to show the next number. Unlike the longer hand, it need to complete one revolution in 2 seconds. The shorter hand needs to move just 0 to 1, that is one number to the next number. So for that, in 0 to 2, I'm putting 30 degrees. The 30 degree just means the clock has 12 numbers in it, and the circumference of a circle is 360 degree, which divided by 12 is 360 degree. Okay, 30 degree. 360 divided by 12 is 30 degree, which is the degree for the shorter hand in the clock. Same wise, the 2 to 4 is 60, and which will keep on adding 30 degrees until the end 22 to 24 seconds, it's 360 degree. After this, we click OK to add every motions, and then after completing every step, we click the calculate button to calculate every motion and make it synchronized and to work properly. This is an optional step. You can avoid it, but you can do it for better animations. Once the calculation is over, you can watch the preview by clicking the play button here, where you can see the shorter hand is revolving at a 30-degree and the longer hand is revolving for every 2 seconds at 360-degree. It revolves until it reaches the 12. And using this button, you can stop the video, and after that, this will make the video to start play from the start of the video at any point. Once you stop it, you can use this to play the video from the start. Okay. And using this option, you can watch it in speed, like 2x speed or 5x speed of the same video. And also you can watch it in the slow motion also. And once everything is completed, you can save the animation by clicking the save animation. And here you can set, you can export in whichever file format you prefer. The MP4 and AVI are the most preferred file formats. In the AVI format will compress the video less and it will make the video look crisp and less compressed, so it will look in a good quality. And also the MP4 is supported in most of the players, so you can choose whichever file format you like. Here I'm just saving the MP4, and in the file aspect ratio you can select the commonly used file formats like the fixed file format, which is 16:9, which is compatible in the landscape mode. 16:9 for the HD format. And after you pressed everything, you can increase the frames per second to 60 or 50 for the better videos. And after this position, you can change the direction as you want. In this position, if you change the view of the model you are recording or saving, the change you are doing now is the motion of the camera. Whichever place you switch the screen, the video will save in that same format only. Whichever the angle or whichever the angle you are changing the part to be moved, the same movement will reflect in the camera also. The saved video will reflect the same movement that you are doing in the screen now. I'm just resting my screen in this position, so I will have a clear view of the numbers falling and the clock hands rotating. And in this position, I'm just tilting it a bit to see the clear view. The important thing is whichever movement you do in this position, in this time, which is saving the file, it will same reflect inside the video also. If you want to change the camera angle, you need to change in this state only. Okay, once the video is completed, um, the file location which you gave while saving the video, where the file will be saved. In my place, I have saved this file in exploded animations. Okay, exploded animations. Here in the video format. These are the videos I saved now. Okay, you can see that the video is saved successfully using the exploded view option inside the SolidWorks, and this is how you explode your assembly models and save it as a video format in your computer or laptop. And that's all for today's session, and thank you all.